All right, so you have spring football starting. How are you better than when you walked off the field in El Paso after the Florida State game?
Um, More knowledge. Main thing in these couple weeks I had before spring ball, really diving into playbook, really diving into seeing watching my whole freshman year, seeing the things I missed, correcting my mistakes,
Mhm.
um, and I'm a year older than I was walking off of El Paso. I was starting my sophomore year. It's a good way to start going into the next season.
You're a year wiser, not older. Don't don't
Both,
be don't be too
both.
don't be too older, Mr. Daniels. Otherwise, you wake up one day and say, "Man, I'm old." Um, I'm curious about the whole academic athletics side. How do you balance? How has that been for you? Have you decided what you're majoring in and all
Yeah.
that? Help us out here with that.
So I'm majoring in interdisciplinary studies. So I'm doing business and communication, both sides. But the whole academic thing, I give a lot of thanks to my academic coach, Kelly Benjamin, always staying on top of me, helping me out whenever, because I have a busy schedule here and there. So she set up classes to help me out at these times. Always helping me. I'm always in her office doing my work. So she always helps me out. So I give thanks to her.
So on the communication side, you want to do this? You want to hold mics and do
Yeah,
TV?
yeah,
Really?
I do.
Yeah? You want to turn around and do the interview with me, or?
It's your interview right now. I do it another time.
How have you found closing your circle? Meaning, I heard about Jaden Daniels when he's a junior in high school, and you got everybody wanting a piece of you. How have you found closing down the circle?
It's kind of hard, but I have my group of friends here that I'm building. I'm gaining a friendship with. I have my group of friends back home that have been my friends since we're little. They're on their separate ways. Some going to college, some are staying back home. I wish them the best, but really, I always talk to the guys that are similar to me. So the guys that are going to college for football.
The guys that knew you when you were a
Yeah,
dumpy little
yeah.
seventh grader, eighth
Yeah,
grader.
before
Yeah,
before
yeah,
before I got the offers before ASU.
yeah. Have you had to push some people out of the circle? Have you had to
Uh,
look and make some decisions on people and say, you know what, this is not the best people for me to be with?
yeah, I mean that's the main thing. Once you get older, more success starts to come. You gotta really look at your circle and see who's really there for you and who's really there to try to hinder you, hold you back.
All right, when you're watching tape, did you see some plays last year where you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah,
What am I thinking?
most definitely.
Yeah, and because it's easy to show the highlights,
Yeah.
the lowlights nobody sees, but how personal do you take that stuff?
Always got to be a hard critic on yourself. Um, the main thing is just there's a couple plays I missed. You know, I owe Frank a couple touchdowns.
And
Um,
does he remind you of that?
no, not really. I owe Brandon a couple touchdowns, a couple yards.
Anything else you want to add about football and this team? A sophomore year, what I usually see out of young players is they can now say, my team. It is a team, but it's my team. Do you feel like that this year?
I mean that's I do in a way. That's a conversation me and Coach Herm had. He said it's going to be your team. You're the quarterback. You're the leader of the team. So I mean, people look to me, but there's also other leaders in the different groups. So we got Frank is the leader, Darian, Merlin, Jack Jones, Chase. All those guys are leaders. And then you got the young guys that can step up and not be afraid to lead in their way. I know that going into it, they're freshmen. They're still trying to find their way into things. They haven't been through a season, but those are the times that they lean on us, on the older guys that have been through a whole season, been through everything. So I mean, realistically, I'm just stepping into that leadership role. But I want to say probably the most vocal leader is Frank.
Yeah. You're very humble. I mean, is that ingrained in you?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. That's something. My dad, he's like, my mom and my dad actually. As much success as comes, it can always be taken away very easy.
Appreciate your time, Jaden.
Thank
Good
you.
luck in spring.
Thank you.